All right, y'all, what is good? What is going on? It is your man, Gerard Kenneth. Thank you for checking out the podcast. That's supposed to be different podcast. This is episode 67, The State of Black Male R&B, part 6, featuring my man, my boy. I've been knowing this man since I was 13 years old. Marshall P. Litfield I. He's a producer, singer, songwriter, a musician. My man knows his stuff, and he's also a chef as well. He's living out in Atlanta, so you might want to peep him out, follow him, and all that good stuff. But him and I, we have a conversation about us in the past, things we did as singers together. We've been knowing each other since I was 13. I think he's like either the same age or a year older than me. When we were in a group, things he did afterwards, and of course we discuss R&B. What can we do to make it different in reference to Black American males? How's that looking for us? And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the candid conversation we have on FaceTime. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. But that's I think that's the issue with when it comes to man, I look janky. Well, I need to it's all right.
Bro, look, we both
I was really just chilling. I was really chilling.
You over there on dad lifestyle. You over there kicking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you, my homie. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Appreciate it,
I'm
man.
proud of you, man.
But remember when we were in a group. I've talked to, I can say his name publicly. I talked to Dontre. We would like joke about it, like occasionally we would joke about the group we were in, and the group we were in was called Wet.
Y'all the one make the name,
Bro, I made the name up. I was being funny. Bro, I was being Superman. And she looked at me like, what? I was like, nah, but it means this. We're entertaining them. He was like, bro, that might work. But here's where we messed up. Is when we got with some other cats, and then we changed our name to what they had, and then we started singing some goofy stuff that we probably could have sung as adults, but we were kids. We should have been really in our bag. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up singing something downtown at the Temple Theater, and them folk looked at us. You remember that? You don't remember that? It was me. I'm just gonna say it was me, you, Dontre, Harvey, Carl. It was actually a bunch of us. I'm trying to figure out how that worked. Wow. Zeke.
Yeah.
And God rest his soul, man. I was so sad. I cried when he passed. I was confused. I was like, bro, you had so much money when we were kids. What were you doing? So I was confused.
He had talent too, man.
Bro. So, but I remember we sang there, and them folks just looked at us, and then that was the last time. But we did better. I thought for sure something was going to happen when we were like, I think we were juniors or seniors, I forgot. But they asked us to come to Weber.
Man, I remember that.
Bro, and that day when we left that school, I just knew for sure somebody was going to try to reach out to us and something was going to pop off. Like, I just knew, like, even with the kids, we were all kids, but they loved it. I was like, you mean to tell me ain't nobody...
Somebody that looked like you singing,
But no, all of us were singing.
Yeah.
We all had us... Y'all gave me the hardest part. Do you know how mad I was at y'all? Y'all gave me the hardest part in Beauty. I was so upset.
But if that's the case, you got to go all the way back to when we did...
in middle school.
You got to go all the way back to academic track when I had all the hardest parts. So I don't want to hear
What you mean?
Because I had to sing slim parts when we was doing 112 songs.
When did we sing 112 songs? In middle school?
Yeah.
No, bro. We did
Black Street.
We did Black. Do you... Okay, I'm going to tell you something.
And that was
I don't really say it. I don't use the word hate, but let me rephrase it. I despise the Beatles. The Beatles...
I can't believe we lost that.
The Beatles...
We second place and we clown.
Bro, the Beatles are not... Them boys sang in unison.
Yellow submarine with a car.
Bro, so you already know, like, that's traumatization.
Bro, I'm still hurt.
I think they were just being racist because they didn't even sing no harmony.
Nothing.
They had a prop. I remember they were laughing in the middle of singing.
They wouldn't even let me play the drums for us.
Bro.
Remember they only let Rashonda Reeves play the keys, and they would not let me play drums. And I was mad. I was like, I play the drums.
Technically, we had a band.
We had a whole band, bro.
And I think they were just being racist. And I didn't never think about it until I was older. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, They was
Bro,
just being
look,
racist.
man.
We was really that good. And then I remember we lost to the Cats at Ricker.
But I'm saying now, honestly, that one I lost because that was like, that's the two top. Honestly, when you talk about
We were
the two
good.
top talented schools,
Yeah.
it's Ricker and Weber at the time.
Yeah.
When it came to
As far as
real,
middle school,
I'm
yeah,
being
yeah.
honest. I'm being honest. When you go back and look at it, the cats that came from Ricker and the cats that came from Weber end up being the cats that was in the bands that was clowning, and in the choir that was clowning.
Yeah.
That was just.
But
I'm gonna be all real with you.
I think the thing is
because that was Elvin Owens. That was Elvin Owens. Remember, that was Elvin that played the quads. They sang. Elvin sang, and he played in the band. He broke that night. He broke the bass drum.
I didn't know that
for them. Remember? Oh, you ain't remember that?
Bro, that was a blur. I was more concerned about
the
singing.
bass drum. You had a basketball game that night.
I remember that. I did horrible in that game. That's
because you was rushing. I told you, I was like, bro, when you go to the cup, slow down. You was rushing.
Yeah.
You ain't had no business rushing.
Bro, yeah, man. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that, dog. And I was just like,
I was mad because I couldn't believe that you had a basketball game that night. And they was expecting you to run between both of them.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I remember that.
Because the teacher was like, well, you still got to do this. Remember, what was the name of that teacher that was over us? It was that one African teacher. She was like, well, you still got an obligation. You got to do this. I was like, dang, bro, playing on the money.
I don't remember that part.
That's a
blur.
Bro, I remember all that. I got photographed.
I just remember the coaches. I remember talking to the coaches and letting them know I had to go still sing. And they was like, all right. And your point is what? It was like, you still about to go play this game?
Man. It was funny, man. It was too funny because...
Oh, God, man. Oh, my God.
Because you went from being dressed to going back to wearing your cut sleeve T-shirt to go back and hoop.
Oh, God. Oh, God, man. What in the world?
Oh, man. But that night, I ain't gonna lie, versus Ricker, that was a fun night, boy.
It was dope, but...
That night was fun.
They sung My Girl.
That's right.
Yeah. They sung My
Girl. Them, and they had the shiny shirts with the pants in the... That's right. They had shiny shirts, sequin shirts on, and black pants.
Bro, what was we wearing?
BB colors. They had on BB colors, for real. They had the blue. They had the blue silver with black on. I'm dead serious. And they was fresh. And they did that thing. And I was like, we was going against our homies, basically.
I didn't know them cats. I didn't know them.
Yeah, I knew them because I was always around cats.
Yeah.
Like, we played music at churches and stuff. So I already had seen Elvin.
Yeah.
I knew who Elvin was. I was like, bro, look at my friends. I'm like, oh, snap, Rick.
Yeah, yeah. No, I didn't know them cats. I actually wanted to go to Ricker, though.
The only thing I ain't like was I was like, we don't play none of the high songs, we're gonna get killed. And that's why I was glad we ended up playing for academic track. We did, but
what did we end up singing against them though? I don't remember.
Because that was the exhibition match, supposedly. That was the exhibition. Because we wasn't even in the same, remember, we're not in the same.
But that was after
that was before the tournament.
No. I'm talking about when we went against them, that was after we went against that other school on the west side.
Nah, that was because the championship was at Reuben Daniels. The championship was at Reuben Daniels. That was when we went against them cats and lost and got second place.
I'm still so upset about that,
with the Yellow Submarine. The Yellow Submarine cats, we got second place at Reuben Daniels at the championship. The match against Ricker was an exhibition because we wasn't even in the same school district. That was for the city. So remember, it was packed in there.
I don't remember, bro. I told you everything's a blur. I don't remember all them people.
Bro, because remember, it was at nighttime because you had a game.
It was that. No, I remember it was that night. I don't remember a bunch of people being there, dog.
It was lit. It was lit.
I don't remember all of that, dog.
I remember, man. They videotaped that. I wish we can get videotapes from that stuff.
I wish.
Because I remember that. Boy.
They used to show stuff like that though back home.
Yeah, it was full all the way to the balcony.
I don't remember that.
Bruh.
I don't remember that at all.
I remember them. Look, good times though. That's why I was like, SCTV used to record it all.
SCTV, yep. They sure did.
Bro, remember, if you was on SCTV, remember you was doing it.
You would do, yeah. No, you right. Especially they heard you sing. It's like, I heard you sing, baby. Huh?
Bro, remember,
thank you.
For like a 7-8 year run, even after high school.
What you mean?
All of us was, yes. All the coordination from us was on. They showed our coordination for the lungs. They showed our.
They showed that, bro. That. They showed.
The Christmas concert was better, but That one.
The coordination, you know,
Coordination was.
Well, actually, you should feel some type of way too, because
I ain't got nothing to say about it.
I'll say our teacher. That's what I'm gonna say. Our teacher. No. I'm not gonna say who the teacher is. If y'all know who it is, then y'all know who it is. But our teacher would not let the seniors that can actually sing. Not saying that the other classmen couldn't. Our teacher would not let the seniors actually be in the coordination. I had to throw a whole monkey fit. And I wrote her a letter too about it. I was like, yo, you ain't right. Because it wasn't just about me.
We watched the years before us.
Yeah, it was me.
And it was always the top dog got the seat.
And we couldn't understand it. It was me, you, Dontre, Alvin Little.
But
it's one more. It's one more. Valdemar.
We had a whole bunch of cats.
And we actually sung with each other in middle school.
All the way through.
Well, I met y'all in 8th grade. But we sung with each other. So we knew
from 7th grade all the way out. Because remember, I wasn't even in Soul Party at first.
Bro, I didn't know y'all. I didn't go to Weber until the 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's when I came.
But we sang in Weber Choir from 7th all the way, because I was in band.
So you knew them already.
Yeah, I was in band and choir. Listen, it was totally different. Remember, we had the same teachers that the high had.
Musically speaking, you're right.
Exactly.
That did happen. Because I remember, I forgot the white lady's name. I saw her at the high. I was like, what are you doing here? I remember that.
But we had the same teachers. I'm not saying teachers' names. But we had the same teachers.
Yep.
And so we learned a lot of the same stuff, just like that's the reason why we went against Rickard, because they had the same teachers at their high school. That's why their band was called. That's why their choir was called.
That's interesting.
We had the same setup.
But
that's why we went against them.
I'm gonna tell you, bro, that trauma. I feel like I told you this already. That traumatized me though. Like the 12th grade year, I had nightmares. I feel like I told you this already. I had nightmares about. Yeah, didn't we just talk about this? I had nightmares about it. Because I was just like, I know I can sing. Why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? So after I left and was doing music, that thing was still being. I haven't thought about it for years now, because it was all the way up until like my mid-20s, around like 25. I had nightmares about it because I was just like, why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? I could sing. My boys can sing. Like, why did you? Years later,
I had to play the drum.
I was mad about that. We were all confused.
And this is what I was told. I'm gonna tell you what I was told. We gotta put our best foot forward. I need you to play the drums. I know I'm the coldest at the school. Okay.
Yeah, but
we had a whole bunch of other folks, and I ain't saying no names, that could do the job.
Yeah, but the other part was that we had underclassmen that we were actually in a group with outside of the coordination. And they looked at it like, why are we doing it? I'm talking about not us. I'm talking about them. The underclassmen, the two or three underclassmen that was there. They're like, why are you having us do that? Because they knew what was up. They was like, what? That was like, this ain't never happened before.
On everything, because and this too, I was gonna run for king, but I decided not to because they said you can't run if you gonna.
What? I tried to run. I was singing.
No, they said you couldn't run if you was singing. That's what I was told.
I tried to run.
You think I'm lying?
I knew I wasn't gonna win, but I tried to run.
That's the only reason why I didn't run, is because I was like, I know I'm singing, so I know I already know who ain't running. That's the first thing came to my mind.
I don't remember that.
I was like, Trey ain't running. Gerard ain't running.
Bro, I ain't running. I remember I said something goofy when they did the videotape. Like, Muzz looked at me weird. I said something stupid.
Listen, bro, I'm dead serious, bro. Listen, when I tell you, they said if you singing, I was told this. If you singing, you in the coordination. If you was singing and stuff, you can't run and sing. You can't do both.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I was like, for real?
Nah, I don't remember that at all, though.
Bro, that's why I did not run. I was gonna run and everything. Somebody asked me, people asked me, they was like, yo, why you ain't run for king? I was like, because I'm trying to sing. I don't know what the fuck I
don't remember that. I don't remember them saying that. But
that's why I played, because I was for sure I was singing. I was like, oh, we lit. I was like, I already know who's singing. We could drown. first thing I thought, we were finna clown. I was like, we got the homies.
Because Valdemar was still singing with us. Alan, I really didn't like Alan, but I knew Alan can sing. I never liked Alan, but I knew it was just his personality. But
bro could sing.
He could sing. And I just knew, I was like,
cool
we straight. So remember our teacher played us. She's like, y'all gonna do, we had like a tryout, which was weird. Remember that? I was like, why are we doing this? So I did whatever. She's like, I'm gonna let y'all know. Then like a couple of days later, the next day, oh yeah, so it's gonna be Dontre and then the underclassmen, and we all of us, including the underclassmen, we all looking at each other like, well, that don't make no sense.
Bro, when I tell you, I didn't even get the opportunity to.
I didn't think that was fair because we had already.
I didn't get the opportunity to try out.
Where were you at?
I didn't even get the opportunity to try out.
Where were you?
This is what she did. She gave me a tape of the music and told me to go home and learn the music.
You weren't there with us at the piano?
No.
Bro. Okay.
Real talk.
So I feel like I told you this already. So years later.
Everything. All right, so and if it wasn't for Eddie Gator, I wasn't gonna play because Eddie let me use his set.
Who's Eddie Gator?
Eddie Gator. Mm-hmm. He was the one who played for the choir when we was younger and played for the soul choir.
But what was told to me later on, and I feel like we talked about this already. Mm-hmm. But one of the brothers said, here was the reason why. It's because y'all didn't go to the same church. And I was like, my homeboy went to church with her. So I was like, well, that still didn't make any sense. But I didn't understand why it always felt like pulling teeth. Because remember when I was in the 9th grade, and I got a chance to sing with which was weird. I thought that was cool. I was like, oh man, you let me sing with the singers? Bet. But I remember it was almost like it felt like she was pulling teeth, and it felt like I was pulling teeth for me to get on the song. I mean, for me to sing my little piece with, who was it? It was Eddie. It was Michael Reed. It was Eddie Parker.
Nigga,
Michael Reed. Wasn't it Alfonso?
It was lit. It was lit. Nigga, they played me.
I'm sorry, bro.
They played me.
I didn't understand.
And what the crazy part about it was, I didn't remember, and I know why I got played.
Why?
I really know why. It's because I went to the band first.
That doesn't make any sense, but that's silly though.
But that's what. Listen,
that stuff sounds. You know, bro, I'm gonna tell you something weird.
At the high when I was in the 8th grade.
I'm gonna tell you something weird. Like being an adult now, and operating as a teacher for a couple years, for like 4 years. Like I look back on stuff like that, I was like, that's weird for you to be an adult and do that to these kids. like why would you do that? Huh?
Holding kids back from using their talents.
You know what I'm saying?
But for real.
Yeah. And I kind of seen that. I mean, of course you got people where they played their favorites, and I saw it. Like I was like, you know what? I don't blame you. Like I'll say his name like a Sterling. I was like, yeah. That dude can sing. So I was like, yeah, he gonna lead everything. And I understood that.
Bro, look.
But in the same breath, it was like
when I stopped playing in the band, when I was like, I ain't with the band no more, when I called it quits. Mm-hmm. And then I first went to mixed choir.
Why? Well, that was
because I couldn't get in, because at the time I was full on my schedule. I had to wait until the next semester to get transferred up. That's why I came in late. And I came in my first day of class. We had a program, and we was singing at a program, and that was my first day in class. I had to get a robe and walk downstairs and go try and sing. And everybody was asking why he ain't got to try out. Why he ain't try out? We didn't see him try out. And Miss Reed was like, "Oh, he ain't have to try out."
I remember that. I vaguely remember that.
Because I came right in class and sat right in the second row. Wasn't even no smoke. She was like, "You sitting in the second row."
That didn't bother me. Because I mean, like I said.
I was like, I'm with all my, look, it's me, you, motherfucking, the folks who sitting in front of us is, Rollo,
I forgot about them.
Remember, they used to be cracking hella jokes in class.
I used to look up to them so
Ronald
much.
Parrish.
Yeah.
Alfonso was.
Hold on, wait. Ronald Parrish was there?
Yeah, Ronald Parrish was in choir too. Because remember Rollo used to pick with him, talking about his head. Man, I'm talking about that class was crazy. We had everybody in that class.
We had everybody.
Bro, I'm talking about everybody. Everybody.
We had singers. We had
real singers.
And I think that's the weird thing. This is what I'm trying to figure out concerning Saginaw. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about hip hop and stuff all that. Everybody wanted to be a rapper. But it was something about being a singer. And I was like, I never publicly said this, but I always felt like Saginaw I always felt like Saginaw was like a mini Motown in comparison to Detroit because of all the talent. But I also felt like it was like this city of broken dreams where people had these gifts and these talents and
they
then
never got out.
And they never get out. It's like something, either they made a bad choice.
Somebody have to come get you.
Or somebody hindered that person from doing it, or you just follow something to follow your friends. But it was just so many people that had gifts and talents. Bro, I didn't even know, like with the Clark sisters, was Maddie? Is it Maddie Mark? Maddie
Moss.
Miss Moss, yeah, Dr. Moss. She used, this part I knew. She used to work with Williams Temple. My mom used to go there. My uncle sang on the album. My mama sang on the album. But then my mama was like, oh, your uncle played the drums. Oh, your cousin-in-law played the guitar. Or your uncle, your da-da-da-da. All these people did this stuff. I'm like, so what happened after that? Nothing. And I'm like, this is sad. That made no sense to me.
There's so many records and CDs that
Maddie Moss. Maddie Moss Clark. Yeah, Maddie Moss Clark.
There's so many records and CDs that came out of the city. And I was a witness of a lot of them because I grew up in the church at a young age.
Yeah.
I was with, you know what I'm saying, certain choirs and certain groups coming up. I started going on tours and stuff in elementary.
Wow. See, I wasn't around that like that. I just went to my church.
Yeah, so by the time I was in high school, when I was in high school, I was full-fledged touring for real. Like I would be going places, going to cities and stuff like that. Like my senior year, look, every year we was going and leaving, going somewhere. Mm-hmm. Hold on a second, my apologies.
No, you get it.
Yeah, but we was going somewhere. Every summer I was going somewhere, like going to a convention, going to like gospel conventions, or going to or doing like concerts and stuff. Mm-hmm. When I graduated from high school, as soon as I graduated, we had a convention. It was in Detroit that year. Mm-hmm. After that, I went to school. Then I dropped out of school my first year to go on tour overseas to go to Europe. I
didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, so I went overseas. I was playing for some folks. I'm not saying the names, but I was playing for some people. And it was, you know, I got a good experience out of that.
Wow.
And these people was from Saginaw.
Wow.
These people from Saginaw. Mm-hmm. And I played with them. We went overseas. But then, before then, I was playing for another group that was on a circuit that was going up and down through Michigan. I was playing in nightclubs.
Wow. That's pretty dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro, look.
You ain't never told me anything about that, bro. You just be
bro,
like,
look, that's because I
think that's the issue with like, I think about myself too, like things that I did and I just didn't tell nobody.
Yeah, like I don't be.
Yeah.
I don't like. Some people be thinking you bragging if they ain't in the same lanes you in.
Man, at this point, I'm like, man, bump them folk. They ain't gonna support you anyway. So why? If they feel some type of way, oh well. You know what I'm saying?
Like I could talk to us about it because we all done did stuff and then went places before.
Yeah.
In a young adolescent age, we was doing stuff.
Yeah.
So like in our early 20s, we was traveling the United States. Mm-hmm. Both of us are witness to that because we used to keep in touch.
Yeah. As soon as we graduated high school, we were gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's like I was thankful. One thing I was thankful that all of us, you know what I'm saying, was growing up. We was able to continue doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And still have, you know what I'm saying, thoughts in our mind about doing what we know we can do.
Yeah.
So we could at any time, any of us could just go ahead and do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we could all hit each other up. All of us hit each other up now. So that's a blessing in it all. Like we still the same cats we was when we was young.
Yeah.
Didn't none of us get out of pocket or change up.
But I mean, I don't really talk to nobody else as far as like within our group is concerned.
Yeah.
Musically, is you and Dontre. That's it. That's all I talk to.
I mean,
like far as that group is concerned.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it, bro. I think Alan, didn't he passed, didn't he?
I went and I still see, you know what I'm saying, some folks that was associated with us in the younger generation, those cats I'm still cool with too.
I don't know who you talking about.
Well, I ain't saying names.
Okay, because I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm be honest with you, bro. A lot of stuff was like, it's like I got like pockets of things where things were like really memorable, and then stuff. If you mention it, I might not remember it because it was like a blur.
Bro,
it was a blur.
You went off to the army, bro, and shit.
But even then, stuff was a blur. Like,
yeah, that's why I was like, a lot
of
stuff became a blur for me. Like when during the last few years in the SAG, I really like a lot of stuff because I was unhappy about a lot of stuff. Playing music, and it wasn't progressing. So I had to make a decision whether I was gonna stay there or not.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I make a decision to move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got back in school, got my grades right, and then I transferred and left. And that's when me and you really started talking back and forth a lot during that time. Because I wasn't even at home. So and if I would have never made the decision to leave, I probably would have been, like we said, like broken dreams.
Yep. We've been out there. And that was a weird thing. Like, even my mom, she said, when you graduate high school, you get out of my house. Bruh, I had already messed up my scholarship to wrestle. So I didn't know what else. I'm like, you gonna put me out here in these streets? I didn't grow up in these streets. Bro, I would not have survived.
Bro, look, when you broke it down to us and was like, bro, I gotta go. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of did beg you not to.
Everybody asked me not to.
I was like, please, bro, I don't want nothing to happen to you, bro, because we can't afford this shit. I was like, I ain't lying. We can't afford this shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They acting crazy.
Bro, somebody must have been praying, because I went to Korea. I came back. I was in Kentucky. I went to a special ops unit. My special ops unit, they were just like, I was part of regiment. They said, here, we volunteered. Every other unit, they was rotating 3 months in, 3 months back, 3 months in, 3 months back. And I was about to go to 4th Battalion, but something happened, and they asked me some weird question. I just gave them an honest answer, and they ain't like my answer. They was like, well, you don't like him. I was like, I don't care. But my NCRC, y'all must have been praying. Somebody was praying, because, bro, I never went over to the desert, and I had no desire to. Like, no,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was thankful. I ain't gonna lie. I was thankful that you stayed clear of a lot of that stuff. I was happy because I was like we talked. Like, that's my between you and Don Trey, y'all my brothers. Like, I don't like, you know, I ain't have no older brothers.
Yeah. Neither did I. I don't even think he has any older brothers. He's the oldest too.
So we really rolled like between, and I got another person that I'm still tight with to this day, and that's locked in, besides y'all two.
Yeah.
Y'all already know who that is. But that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't hanging around a lot of cats like that.
Yeah.
And it was only so many other cats that I was cool with because I was often like my BV, my homies from BV.
Yeah.
Like, my homies from BV, that's my blood. That's blood to me because I ain't even from BV. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on the east side.
Right. Yeah.
So I stayed around the corner from Central.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. I remember that. Yeah.
I was the only
that was weird that you didn't go to Central though.
I'm going all the way to Weber. And I stayed around the corner from Central. And they was like, bro, you're not gonna go? No. I was like, I've been going to Weber all this time. I ain't gonna leave you now.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late.
I was like, man,
so let me ask you this question, Marshall.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you're part of the R&B section, my Discord.
Yeah.
What do you think? He just disappeared. That's so funny. What do you not play? It was just funny how you did it.
I heard you quick. I had to grab the bottle.
No, you get. How do you feel? What is your perspective on R&B, in particular, in reference to what Tank has been talking about? What is your perspective of R&B, in particular, male Black R&B, as of now in 2022? What is your perspective?
It's being diminished, and there's only so many artists that I can listen to.
Okay. Why do you think it's being diminished though?
Because they pushing the same artists over and over and over again because the media is playing like ourselves. When the marketing aspect is set, companies pay for time on air.
Yep.
That time is locked. If you got money, remember these are $100,000.
Well, wait, ain't that like low-key payola though? Ain't that low-key payola?
No, this ain't low-key payola because it's paid by companies who are on the behalf of these other companies. So it's not payola. it's like I'm paying for advertisement.
Got you.
So
They're treating it like a commercial.
You hear my ad play so many times in an hour because I paid for that.
They treat it like a commercial.
That's how songs are treated now. So this is what we have. We have commercials playing. So now you're going to get this commercial playing at least 4 times in an hour.
Yep.
Guaranteed on 5 stations in that area. So you go and hear me.
Yep.
Once if my company got enough money to put you remember one of these A&R said if you want to be successful, you gotta have at least 2 million. He said you need 1 million. He's like $1.5 million to break
and these artists don't have that money themselves. So they're going to the label that's giving them a bank loan, basically.
Well,
bro, the labels are a bank, bro.
A considerable amount of money.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, I say at least $500,000 to break a song to get really heard. Because you have to put that money behind pamper time slots.
Yep. It is you just paying for a commercial.
Remember, you had to send media packages out to all these DJs with press kits. You had to remember you had to send press kits.
You still gotta do it. It's the EPK now, the electronic press kit. But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But you gotta send them out to everybody. You gotta shake hands. Remember, you got promotional. You gotta pay. You gotta be seen. You gotta spend money to go here. You got wardrobe. You got all of these things you gotta do to hold this image.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for videos.
It's a lot, especially if you ain't got all you got is talent.
Bro, all you got is talent.
And they ain't looking at talent because they ain't looking at talent. They get a non-singer that has some decent bars or lyrics or whatever, and be like, bet we'll take it.
If you're not making your own music, if you're not producing it, you're not writing it, if you're not doing it all,
yeah.
Because then if you got your own studio, like some of these other artists that done blew up, they was doing their shit in their house, in their room, and they done I done seen these pop artists or these so-called.
I'm about to say so-called because some of them are connected to other people or their family member or mom and dad is super rich and got something going on politically or and some whatever going on. It was some girl, I had to do some research on it. She was doing some pop, but her parents were loaded already. So all they had to do was just talk to somebody else, be like, yo, put my daughter on. It was like, all right. All they had
to do was just put her music out on her own. She got enough money to put her music out. Like some people have enough money because like some folks, like when you look at Money Man, I don't know if you know who the artist of Money Man is. He a rapper. Money Man.
His name is Money Man, bro.
His name is Money Man. He a cryptocurrency mogul.
Really?
Yeah. He put out music talking about cryptocurrency. Rapping about this shit and smoking weed and the strains of weed that he got out.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry, like that's just funny to me. I get what's going on,
but he going crazy though.
Yeah.
Because why? Because motherfuckers want to have money.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers want to smoke weed.
Yeah.
So
dang,
and they want to learn.
That sounds so simplistic. Like,
but he giving the information out to what he was doing in the songs.
Are they even picking up on the information?
Listen to the songs. I'm giving free game away.
Are they even listening to the information I just got?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I done sat down and listened to a few of his. I ain't gonna front. The boy be giving up gems.
No. I know you're listening. I'm talking about these other folk.
Oh no, they listening to him. The man got over so many million followers. Whatever he say, and that's how he gets paid because
Money Man.
The followers.
His name is Money Man.
Music for him, it's the followers. So the more folks follow him, he influencing millions and millions of people to go and add this app or add that app or go on here and watch this video. Like this is how he getting paid. That's the game now. It ain't the music. It's the influence. If you got the influence, you can move anything, and that's what they doing now. Why you think you ain't seeing a lot of artists putting out music? A lot of them doing their same song, doing singles, and doing a whole bunch of advertising for companies.
And speaking of which, that's why now that's dealing with placement. That's what I'm like, yo, I want to get into that. It's like, because it just seems something is, I think something shifted by the time we were able to download music. And it was like, oh, we ain't making no money. They sued Napster.
But they said this was going to happen, though. Prince said this was going to happen.
Because that's why he's really big on ownership. Yeah, I remember like right before he started, like really was about to pass, at least for 10 years before he passed, he started telling everybody, because what happened with him, he was like, yo, like I did a real reactionary video on it, but he was just like, I made all the music. Now, here's the key part. Watch this. He said, I have my own studio to record this. Most of these artists don't have their own studio, or the label won't let them use the budget to create their own studio. We'll send you to one of our homeboys so we can just recycle the money around.
Charge you
Bro.
for going to there. But he was like, I recorded it in my spot. These my masters, this my tape,
Yep.
this my electricity, this my
I'm paying all the
room,
bills.
this my stuff, my all my equipment. So
Oh, I see him.
how do you own
big money?
How do you own my music?
Because he signed a contract.
And that's what he said. And he was like, I feel like, how can you say you own the rights to this music when I created every last thing about it at my place?
And all they did was distribute.
That's all he basically was using them for.
And he said, what warehouse would try to now, which is what I realized as a late, like I put stuff in CD Baby, but like if you don't have your own label and own publishing, it's gonna go to CD Baby. It's gonna go to CD Baby Beta something publishing. And I'm like, all right, but they'll ask you, do you have your own publishing company? And for years I was like, no. And I was like, well, okay, we're still gonna give you credit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have anything, it's gonna still go connected to you. But the moment I created my LLC and had my own publishing, I ain't heard nothing. There's I think that's another thing too. Like, there's a couple songs I did in Spanish, or I use Spanish, and like I'm still waiting for it to get sent to BMI. I'm like, do I gotta get this done myself? Or I think as of late they might be sending it to Songbird, which is one part I don't understand. Like, if it's always been the BMI, why don't it stay with BMI? But in any case, Prince was talking about ownership. Michael Jackson was talking about the same thing too, right before he passed. And they kept telling us, do this. So by the time they're with Drink Champs with Alicia Keys, she was telling Nori that, yo, I went to London because that's where Prince was at the time. She did some type of song that had his exact chord progression. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, can I use it? It's for my grandma. He's like, I don't care about that. He's like, I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna let my music pay for their kids to go to college. Figure it out. Change the chord progression a certain
do whatever
you
gotta do. Yeah, he said do whatever you gotta do,
but don't
make it work.
Yeah, but you ain't using my stuff. But because he understood, like, think about it. People don't understand. They made fun of Prince. I saw it recently. They was like, I don't know why Prince had the symbol. It's because they trademarked his name. He couldn't even use his name
no more. And then he had to go. Remember, he went from the artist to the artist formerly known as to the symbol.
To the symbol. Because they trademarked his name. They knew what they were doing. That was ownership. And so at that point, he was like, I'm a slave. Y'all own me. Y'all own my image and my likeness based on my name. Da 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 da.
So I had to get rid of my name.
This ain't a good look. Yeah.
I had to get rid of my name.
And that was and watch this. Watch this. This is with Warner Brothers. So watch this. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. In light of what's going on, I want you to pay attention to this. Last year, I think, Cardi B I don't understand what's going on with Cardi B. She be beefing like weird random people on Twitter. And that makes no sense to me. I'm still trying to figure, I'm like, why do you do that? Who are these people? Anyways, she's actually, the girl's like Palestinian and Jewish. She's technically Jewish. Some white girl said something goofy. She said, Black Lives Matter, or BLM, is what's destroying America. I'm like, are you talking about the movement, or are you talking about the organization? If it's the organization, then I get it, because they don't want nothing to do with black men as fathers. And you know what I'm saying? I get that. But if you're talking about the movement, you out of pocket. I was like, so now let's backtrack here. Because I posted it. I got the clips, the screenshots of what I said to Shorty. Because everybody else was saying some weird, goofy stuff. You know how, you know what I'm saying, black people do.
Nah, folks.
They just be saying some dumb stuff. I'm the only one who was like, hold on. Who's paying, for you to be saying that, who's paying Cardi B to make this type of music? I said, she's signed to Atlantic. Who's connected to Atlantic? Who's actually over at Atlantic? It's actually Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, some other label is over Warner Brothers that's not even music. And then some other label, some other company, LLC, is over that company that's not dealing with music, that's over the company that's over Warner Brothers. And then it all went all the way back to some weird lumber company or something like that. Guess this. The dude that I forgot the dude's name, but he's out of Ukraine. And light of what's going on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's actually Jewish, quote unquote. Don't get me started with that. He's Jewish.
Yeah.
But
Jewish.
they're from Ukraine. He's from Ukraine. And I'm like, so before you sit there and fix your mouth, you better look at who's paying this chick to even make this music for you to fix your mouth and sit there and say that Black Lives Matter is what's destroying America. These people, they don't look like us, is destroying America. How dare you? But when people don't, and I said, all you gotta do is do some. I said it on Twitter. I said, all y'all gotta do is do some simple research.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. And do you know this chick reached out to me? That chick, I had to go and Google who she was. She was some type of like news anchor chick that was trying to get into news or whatever, and I don't know what happened. But I'm sorry, that's my niece and my wife and my daughter. So in any case, she reached out to me. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find it. Because at this point, I don't care. For real.
Yeah, man.
And so she reached out to me, and I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I had the worst feeling in my gut. It's random. It wasn't bubble guts. It wasn't I had to go use the bathroom. It's random when I get a weird feeling in my gut, like I feel sick to my stomach.
You know what that is?
I know what it is. Yeah.
That's the intuition.
And I felt sick to my stomach, Marshall. I was like, something, I guess, did I delete it? No, hold on. Something felt off. Oh man, I can't find it. Don't tell me I deleted it. Yeah. Baby, I'm on camera. What's up? What's up, babe? Hey, Mamash.
I'm leaving.
Where you going? Oh, here. Huh? Okay. You ain't bring your daughter with you?
No.
Baby, but I am recording though.
Oh, you're recording?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Hola.
Hey.
Huh? Okay. My niece. So this is what she said. Hi, Gerard. Unfortunately, my words were taken out of context, and it's my fault for not being more specific. Would you be open would you be open to discussing this matter with me? I'm like, who are you? This lady has like 67.5K followers. I'm like, why are you? Well, one, I tagged her and Cardi B. Because it was a discussion. Everybody tagged her and Cardi B at the same time.
Yeah.
They were saying a little goofy
So they
stuff.
can look at it and see what they're saying. Yeah.
But I was the only one where it was like, this dude is doing some research.
Intellect.
You know what I'm saying? And so I said, hey, I wasn't expecting you to reach out. That's quite commendable and honorable of you. Again, I concur with the whatever comment. But I don't know what I said. So she said, I could be reached at this number. She gave me the number. She said, it's not public. Don't share my number. So I'm not going to share her number. She said, and my comment was not about black people. That's where my words were misconstrued. If you call me, I can explain. I'm like, why you got to call? Why do I have to talk to you for you to explain that to me after you just explained it?
If that's the case, why don't you just go live and invite?
Why don't you explain yourself on Twitter?
Yeah,
she didn't even
listen you to the live feed.
She didn't do that. She said it was about the group which calls itself. So she was talking about the organization, the group which calls itself BLM, and which has hijacked the true intent of fixing a racial injustice issue in our nation. Black Lives Matter, the movement, behaves violently, and my tweet was sent during a time when members of that group were literally looting, and she's still out of pocket. Because truth be told, anybody that was actually in that movement weren't doing it. Those that were part of the movement were trying to stop. Basically, they were white people putting on Black Lives Matter shirt, doing little stuff, and making it seem like it. Bruh, it was video. It was video of it.
Happened here. Like they set that Wendy's on fire over here.
Bro.
And I told they set a Wendy's on fire, and there was police and shit doing a whole bunch of shit.
She told me all of that, and I said, I understood. And I said, let's talk. And then I just had this weird feel. I asked her, I said, why are you reaching out to me? She said, because you're clearly a God-fearing, pure soul. But on my Twitter, at one point, it was saying that I'm a believer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a husband. I'm a soon-to-be father. I make music. I ended up changing. I'm still a believer. That didn't change. I just changed it.
But you took more of your personal life stuff off.
Yeah. As far as like the biography part, I just took that off. just recently. But she's like, well, you know what I'm saying? You used facts, not feelings, to craft your response, and I respect that. And you lead with your heart. So I'm like, all right, but it's still something still fell off to me, Marshall. She said, you lead with your heart, and I was able to deduct that energetically, deduce that. First she said deduce. Thank you for being open to dialogue. But I'm like, what do I gain from this? I'm not gaining anything. You're not gaining anything from talking to somebody that don't know me. You should be having this discussion with Cardi B, because y'all were going back and forth. So you should have been able to articulate yourself clearly. Even if she was saying some goofy stuff, you could have been like, no, this is what I mean. But even then, truth be told, Cardi B ain't stupid. She'll be like, that wasn't us. There were people that were, basically the people that was ransacking stuff, destroying stuff, they were white people. You know what I'm saying? You had a couple of people that were hood niggas doing it, but you're not gonna say everybody was looting. They didn't even look like us. There was videotape where black people was like, what are you doing? Stop. You had other white people looking at these other white people like, what are you doing? Stop. There's videotape of that, especially in Minneapolis. What are you doing? Stop. So anyways, I felt sick to my stomach. She flipped. Oh, you're not a man of your word, and da-da-da. I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I just knew something didn't feel right in the pit of my stomach had I called that lady.
Well, that's the good thing that you did know.
Something didn't feel right. I felt like had I talked to her, either like somebody's gonna try to threaten my life, but I'm like, I'm nobody. Why would you do that? I'm not famous. I'm not well known. I just did something that other people didn't think to do, and that was Google. That don't make no doggone sense. That's not the point I was trying to get to.
I mean, just be rational. I mean, rational thinking, using your brain. A lot of people get emotional quick before getting to the real stuff that's going on. So, and I say that all the time. I have a lot of the issue I have now is that I'm more factual than anything. So everything is factual, and a lot of people don't like that because I'm like, well, this is what's going on. I'm not going off of the I hope or the I wish, because that's not existent. Yeah, we gotta actually make decisions and make moves for certain things. Matter of fact, this brother, another brother I met, I got in contact with, he's a producer as well, and I'm not gonna say his name, but him and I were talking, and he was like, I got this deal with this label, this working deal. And he's like, yo, my manager. And I was just like, let me ask you a question, because at this point, I'm not trying to get signed. You know what I'm saying? I got my own stuff. I already know you. Yeah, I'm not. On that. So with the but he's getting signed far as a producer, and what he told me was, as an artist, you finna basically get raped. They gonna play you. But he's like, as a producer, he said everybody else gets, which I know that everybody else gets paid first before the artist. So I'm like, dang. So even if you wrote the song as an artist, you still ain't gonna get paid. You gonna have to wait first. I was like, so a songwriter, you tell me a songwriter might get paid right before the artist. So he was just like, man, it just is what it is. I was like, but that's really weird to me that a label would do that. But if the label's sitting there giving you a bank loan, and then they're paying all these other people to produce something, of course they're gonna pay all these other people first on your behalf, and then whatever they have left, you got paid. And then whatever you have left, they gonna still take from you, and you're gonna get pennies still. So, I mean, that's what happened. So him and I were talking, but something was said. He was talking about a manager. And I was like, I don't have a manager. This is what I'm thinking to myself. I don't have a manager. And I told him, I was like, yo, I've been told, don't go and look for a manager. Have them come to you. Now, what he said was something interesting, because this is in reference to what you were saying about why we waiting, why we wishing and when we hoping, just go and get it. So I was like, well, what if the wrong person approaches me? And I don't want this person, you know what I'm saying? It's just like being in a relationship and some goofy chick looking for you. And she looked good, but she ain't got the right intentions. That's happened to me before. A bunch of times. Bro. A bunch of times. And some of them were cute. Some of them were not cute. It didn't matter. They had the wrong intentions with me. And I was like, bro, what? So, and I'm not going to get on that because that's another discussion for another pod. Yeah. But in any case, he said, I'm the type of dude where it's like, if I want it, I'm just going to go out and get it. Why am I waiting for somebody? If I know what I'm paraphrasing now. If I know what it is I need, why would I go and wait for somebody? And I said, you know what? You got a point. If we do that, we'll be waiting forever. He was like, yeah. Right. So I was like, all right, that's just an example, because like I just had that conversation with him last night. But even when it comes to music, we have to do something. That's why I kept saying, like, all right, we're having this discussion. Well,
like Tank talked about it because it's public, about what's going on with R&B, and we're in competition with each other, and that's why I'm like, then why don't we not get in competition? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't we just switch that up? Why don't we have a different mindset about how we're doing music, especially as black men? I understand being competitive. But if I'm reaching out, now, if you just can't do it, you just can't do it because time. But if I'm reaching out because I think you're dope, and I'm like, yo, I would like us to get on something, and you just being weird, like I said, if it's like I can't do it because of time, I get that. Because there's sometimes I can't do something because of time. And I was like, I can't do it, or I'm just gonna be like, no. You know what I'm saying? There's a brother, and I'll talk to you about him offline, but I'm gonna say his name publicly. His name is June 17. Him and I were on the mixtape. I don't like really reaching out to people because I have this weird thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to feel like I'm getting on your nerves. That's just me. That's how I am. And so, but he reached out to me. He was like, bro, you're dope. I was like, thanks. And he was like, man, I want to, you know what I'm saying, hop on some stuff. I would like you to get on some stuff with me and let's do something. All right. So he sent me something and I was like, I hear background vocals. I hear this, I hear that. I laid him, you know what I'm saying, lay down some tracks, sent it to him. He's like, bro, man, da-da-da-da-da, you made this song sound better. I want us to do a song together. We're gonna get on this. Oh, I already recorded my verse. This time I didn't do any background vocals for his stuff because I'm like, I'm just a feature. So I hopped on it, did my thing. He was like, yo, thanks. Yo, something might happen with this song. Let's see. So I don't know when it's coming out. He'll let me know. Right? But what if I had been a certain way with that dude? We're both independent artists. Nobody really knows us.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. I'm taking the thing that Tank was talking about, and now I'm putting it into practice. We can always just complain, especially as black men. We can just, you know what I'm saying? Because we have our things where we talk amongst each other and be like, yo, this ain't fair. We'll do something about it. This is something we can do about the situation. Now, the other issue would be like, who's gonna rock with it? We'll deal with that later.
Exactly.
But me and this brother, we're not gonna compete. We both trying
I'm
to
just
get
gonna try to do work.
We're both trying to get to a certain destination. We both have a certain amount of people that we're trying to reach, and we're trying to reach more people. And if we got to work together, not saying that we're a group, because we're not a group. I don't do groups, but we're collabing together. And if that collab helps us get to where we need to get to, then the mission completed. You see what I'm saying? Mission completed. And truth be told, I want to know your thoughts on this. Have you heard about like when you like go through a discography, you see like 6 people on a song that wrote the song. You're like, why did it take 6 people to write this song? But I'm like, they did a collab. That collab, everybody got their money. Everybody got paid. They wasn't competing with each other, so to speak, and the song took off.
And the thing is, when you got a team of folks like that, where it's like, they was like, well, we all separate people, but we gonna come together and write a song. Everybody might not write all of it.
Yeah.
We all gonna get credit.
Exactly.
So I want y'all to understand. So say if we had like a production group, you know what I'm saying, where everybody, you know what I'm saying, do their own production stuff, but somebody was like, oh, I need a song. Do you know that they got houses? These A&Rs are going to folks who got production groups.
Yeah.
Where they got a clique of folks in one house. All they doing is making tracks. Making tracks and writing stuff all together.
Yeah.
So that's why they getting these songs, and these songs be panned out, and you be seeing 5 and 6 and 7 people on them because
matter of fact, Tank did something. I mean, not Tank. Tyrese did something like that, like a couple years ago.
Like everybody in that house is on the track, basically.
Yeah.
And everybody gonna get credit for it because why they in that team and they working as a team to put out a whole bunch of music.
Yeah.
Like they saying, well, we could put our music separately. It probably won't get heard, but we put all our shit together.
Yeah.
We put all like we know such and such is good at this type of work, such and such is good at that type of work. We're gonna start putting folks together. Let this part, hey, I just did this part on here. I need you to do this part on this track, bro. I know you calling to me doing that shit. Please do that shit, get it done.
And we're complimenting each other.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Latest part on this, man. Come on now. I need you to, hey, we trying to get this. They gonna be over here asking, do we got these tracks available to send? And we're gonna have to send them over because that's what they doing. They sending over a file full of tracks. Like, here y'all go. Out of the ones y'all pick, you already know this is what you paying for.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
And then, but they giving these folks contracts to do this. So it's a like folks is all in the house. They get signed for about probably like 700, 800,000. Everybody in that house doing work.
Yeah. So so again, it's a collaborative. It's a collaborative thing, man. And like I think about
and look at that. Look, when you look at it, these companies eating hand over foot off that because I got a team of cats. They ain't getting paid number pennies, and they writing these. They penning out these licks.
Yeah.
They making the hottest tracks, and we got them all in one spot. We done got them on contract, so they're not making nothing for nobody else.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's why you'll hear a certain sound, and you'll be like, why is this sound only coming from these folks? Because they got these boys under contract.
Yeah. So that's the other thing too. That's why I'm like, how does that look? I think the other thing is we have to do again, we're going back to ownership. But then like with me personally, I'm at a point where I'm like, I want to get that quiet mind of your own business money. That's the placement. I'm like, does it really? Because you can be famous and not have nothing to show for it. And there are murderers that are famous.
They ain't got nothing.
They ain't got nothing to show for it.
I don't want to be famous. All I wanted was
my money.
I'm trying to get a song, one of my songs on a commercial on the radio or on a video game or something. I don't care what you do after that.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I don't know what it is about us as people, and especially as Black people, but we think that you got to be in this type of limelight or got something shining on you, and whatever it is, whether it's something physical or something that's not physically tangible, but we see it on you. Like far as like, I saw him in this music video with somebody else that's famous. Okay. I mean, what does that mean? But if you don't know that I sat there, or you don't know that I was on I'll just give you an example. I was on HBO. You don't know that.
When I knew you was gonna be a daddy, I was just like, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. I was like, this is gonna be good for the world. This is gonna be good for the world.
Man.
They done let us get this right here. Daddy mode.
They done messed up and let me get married and shoot up a club. Boy, real talk. I know we still talking about music, but real talk, dog. I probably should have had a bunch of kids.
Bro,
way before I met my wife.
I'm gonna say this. I've been spared.
Look.
I wasn't out here going crazy enough, but
I wasn't going crazy like that, but I still should have had some kids.
Yeah, I've been spared.
I should have had some kids. Because there's a couple of times I was risking it. I was like, hey, I ain't got it. Let me go ahead.
Hey, look, I'm
about to dive in.
Look, living reckless.
Whoa.
Look, living reckless, man. Look, when we was young, though, we was like, look, man, if I don't, we don't take chances no more, so we all right.
Negro, this was in my 20s.
Boy, look, I was reckless.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna look, because remember, I went back to school, so when I had came back from touring and I was still playing with other folks and everything like that, I went back to school and I moved to out towards Maryland, DC, the DMV area.
Gotcha.
I moved out that way.
Yeah.
And I went to school out there. And I was in my 20s. I was older than a lot of my classmates, or a lot of cats that I was hanging around. I was like one of the oldest cats.
Yeah.
So I was like 26, 25, 26. These cats is like 22, 23, 24.
Yeah.
Look, I'm talking about, I'm already reckless because I'm from the South.
Yeah.
I'm like, they finding out. Look, I'm reckless. They reckless. We reckless.
Wow.
And they young and reckless. Look, I'm going to school. I'm basically a junior.
Yeah.
I'm going to school. They sophomores and freshmen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, bro. And I'm like, big bro. I'm like, yo, y'all make sure y'all do y'all homework and stuff, bro. Y'all better stop tripping, man.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, I partied a lot them years. It was good parties though. I'm talking about, because I was DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah, like why would you not party? You know what I mean? Why would you not?
Bro, go-go music changed my life.
Bro, go-go music is interesting. Like I understand why A. Marie hopped on that. Speaking of which, are you familiar with this chick? Her name is Natasha Ramos.
Latasha Roberts?
No, Natasha Ramos.
Ramos.
She's Puerto Rican.
I'm gonna look her up.
Look her up. She's on IG. She on IG.
I'll look her up right now.
But what I need you to do first,
is
type in J-Lo, Jenny from the Block.
Which you want this on YouTube or Google?
You play however you want to play. I have to edit this out, but you play however. Actually, I'm not going to edit this out. It'll be okay. Yeah, you play how you want to play. Play Jenny on the Block. Then play. Actually, no, I take it back. Play. Write down. Type Natasha Ramos, and then type Jenny on the Block. Cause we were talking about go music. We talking about A Marie. The math is math, and ain't it? She wrote that song, dog.
I know.
That's her vocals. But watch this. She wrote some stuff for A Marie. She wrote a track for A Marie too. She wrote some stuff.
A lot of these artists doing other look.
Bro,
okay, so you know the Songwriters Guild. Did you ever follow them online or on Instagram? You know they got a songwriters. They have a convention where these people are getting up on stage singing their songs, and these songs is platinums. We talking about the hits. And they be like, you wouldn't believe it's from who it's from. And this person get up on stage and sing the song and everything and be like, what? What?
Yeah.
But these folks are, I'm talking about they us. They us.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, you know, I wasn't getting on trying to be an artist. So I was like, shit, I just
write this
I
song.
put my song for sale. Like,
yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. And I think that now that's dealing with an image thing. And I think that's the issue.
I'm not gonna front with you. A lot of some of their images wasn't the so-called.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
It wasn't the photogenic imaging that you would want to say, but some of the and these not bad looking women or nothing like that, but it's just they not what these
actually
A&Rs
what they were expecting. Matter of fact,
they're not gonna push no money behind them, but they'll use them as writers.
Which is weird. There's a chick. I'm not gonna say her name, but I was in. She's like an acquaintance. I don't talk to her. It was years ago, but I guess they're divorced now. It's her like husband, baby daddy. Like he used to rap, and I'm gonna just leave it like that. He used to rap because I don't know if he'll watch this. So I don't want to like say anything jacked up. But he used to rap. But he reached out to me years ago during MySpace days. And he was asking me to hop on a song here and there. Then he's like, yo, I know this chick. Her name is so-and-so. And I would like y'all to work together. And I was like, all right, cool. Her and I, we talked a little bit, and I don't think anything happened of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to R&B, I don't know what it is. It's like either work out or you just don't. But what happened was he had a certain drive about him to where he was like, yo, I'm gonna try to get you put on. I don't know how he figured it out. But I will say this. She wrote a lot of cuts for Tamia. Tamia. Like, some recent cuts. Like, there's a joint called, I think it's called, like, Leave It Smoking. She wrote that song. I was like, I saw who the writing credit was for. I was like, I remember you. But I hate to say it like this, but it kind of, like, correlates with what you're saying. To where some people, they're just like, you could be a dope songwriter. But she was a phenomenal singer, though. Vocalist.
It's a lot of phenomenal singers.
And it's weird that I see it. It's weird that I see it like that, dog.
Like if we go back and look during our time, it was a whole bunch of artists that was just straight up writers, and then they finally came out.
Yeah, Neil was one. Actually, Lucky Day is one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you got to think about that. It was so many of them that wasn't getting or they was background singers for folks and stuff like that. Like, remember Tate was background singing and writing for folks.
He was background singing for Genuine. And then before that, he was in a church singing and making music for people. Yeah.
Like, but dude went from playing football, playing keys in church to being an R&B.
Yeah.
But that's like, I say this all the time. It's like, if you don't have this certain image that they're trying to push, they're not going to put no money behind you, but they'll pay you to get these songs up.
I thought that it was about talent. You know what I mean?
Man. It was about talent, bro. It would have been a lot of folks on.
A lot of folks on. But here's the weird thing. I think I told you about this. I'm going to say it publicly. I think I told you this behind closed doors. I feel like I did. Give me a sec. And I'm apologizing to the people watching.
No, you good, bro.
Actually,
good.
I think I'm going to edit this.
You good. Bro. Look, you got all the power to make sure you edit everything. That's why I'm like, you good. We good. There's nothing you got to worry about.
So, what happened? So I'm in this competition. It's 2017. It's like towards the end of the year. And I'm all the songs that I sung except for one, I made a new beat for and did background vocals for. Like I recorded all that stuff. Except for one song, and it was Beauty. I found a song because I was trying to hear stuff that was like karaoke. Basically, it was a karaoke competition, essentially. And I'm like, so I'm making music, I'm singing backgrounds, I'm mixing all my stuff, and then I'm going out there to go sing. So I did Rude, I did Beauty. Beauty is the only one that I didn't do like the music for, but I did the background vocals. Rude, Beauty. There's another song, I can't think of it. It has to be like one more song. And then I did one of my own joints. When I knew I was about to lose or they was gonna kick me out, I was like, I'm just gonna do my own stuff. And I remember one of the judges was like, "Is that your music?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, well, you shouldn't really be competing in something doing your own music. We need to hear stuff. I was like, that. Why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? That's all I kept thinking to myself. Why does that matter? If it's a singing competition, it shouldn't matter if you know the song. It should matter like, what's the song? How's he singing? How's it sound? It sounds good. It shouldn't be like, oh, I get it, because some people are like, oh, make me feel some type of way with a song I knew. Okay, that's cute. But like, if it's still a singing competition, it don't matter what I sing. If you vibing with it, why does it matter? The other part was, I think it was, I forgot which song I sung first. I think it may have been Prince or somebody. I think it was I Want to Be Your Lover, because I made a new beat for it. I did the background vocals for it. And then I had to sing that whole entire song in falsetto. The whole entire song, because that's what Prince did.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now this is at this point Prince had died. He has already been like a year or something like that. So, all right, baby. So I'm singing the song, and I remember I was done, and they wanted me to have this image like a sex symbol, and I'm like, why do y'all care about that? This is what I'm thinking to myself, because I'm looking. I ain't trying to be funny, because a couple of these dudes, they follow me on IG. So I'm not gonna say name no names, but I'll say like some of these dudes were like real feminine, and they didn't say nothing like that to these dudes, but they said it to me, and I was like, I mean, I kind of got it. I like, you know what I'm saying, from like an image perspective, I get it, but I'm like, again,
What does that got to do with the music?
what they got to do with the music, and what that got to do with me singing? I'm not gonna be doing some belly rolls and pop locking and jumping on some chick or picking her up and throwing her on me while I'm singing the song. I'm here to sing the song. I'm gonna say it like this. None of these other niggas, because my mother-in-law is out there. None of these other niggas is out here doing that in this doggone competition. But you expect me to show my muscles and strip and make the girl. I'm like,
They wanted you to do the
bro. But I'm like, it's a singing competition. This ain't the 5 heartbeats.
Like, look, we can sell that,
bro.
We can sell that,
bro.
That's what that is.
This ain't the 5 heartbeats. Anybody in a house tonight stand up? A house is a, you know what I'm saying? A heart is a house for love. We made that chicken and chair squirm. Yeah.
Open your shirt up. You know what I'm saying? Let them see the chisel.
But I'm like, but in my head, I'm like, I could do that, but this is a singing competition.
But you thinking about it like, look, I'm here to sing.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to sell an image then. Is this what y'all trying to do?
Yeah. And I mean, I ended up losing. And the other part was that it was like on a Wednesday night. So anybody I knew that may have wanted to come and support me was going to be at church. Or they just had something else going on. So I was like, they ain't going to come out on a Wednesday night. They trying to hear the word. I'm surprised I went out on a Wednesday night. But it was But it was occasionally when that happened. Yeah. But when I knew I was going to get kicked out of the competition, they was going to vote me out.
Singing my own.
Singing my own stuff. That's really how I felt. I was like, this is artistry. I bet you ain't none of these other cats producing their stuff, mixing their stuff, arranging their own vocals.
Ain't got nothing.
And so what the funny part was that the host, I'm not going to say her name publicly, but the host, whenever she noticed certain things about me, she called it out. She's like, oh, shoot. Gerard, she said, oh no, give this man a hand. He not only sang the song, he did them vocals. Because she's a vocal coach and she's a singer and a songwriter as well. She recognized my voice in the background vocals. It was like, yo, he's doing all of this stuff. Did you produce that? Did you recreate that? Yes, I did. That didn't help me win. None of that helped me win.
But that's because they're not looking for musicianship.
Bro, it's so
They're
weird
not looking for
nowadays.
none of that. They don't want you to. He
Yeah.
knows too much. Nah, I don't get him.
And it's weird. So recently I got he might see this, he might feel some type of way. Recently I got a homeboy. Like I'm doing this competition for, you should get on it too before it's too late. It's competition on BeatStars for this track for, her name is like Aria Stars, a 19-year-old kid. Right? She's out in London, based out in London. I think she's from Ghana, or her family's from Ghana, but she's based out of London. And so I sent him the track. And so he's like, man, you're so multi-talented, but you're not consistent. I'm like, do you know what I got going on with my life?
Bruh.
And so that was one thing. But then the other part was, I'm not going to be, I'll be honest with you. I'm in school, but I'm also doing stuff for other people. So if you don't catch me singing, and I'm not going to post IG all day, every day singing, even if it's a couple minutes. Because I'm like, I got other stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes time for me to edit this stuff. And me, I'm a perfectionist. So I'm trying to like, you know what I'm saying? That 1 minute clip that y'all saw on my IG with me singing over somebody else's stuff, I sang the song 6 times. Actually, I sung it more. Actually, more than 6 times. It was at least like 10, 11 times before I was content with it. And then I had to mix the vocals, listen to it, and then I had to pace it, like I had to put it in time with the actual video, because I recorded with the video, the audio, and then the audio from the DAW, and I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had six,
mix and master that up.
Yeah. For you to be like, you're not consistent. I'm like, do you know how much work I had to put into it?
They don't understand that, Cass.
They don't.
We're not getting online and putting no crap up on here, because I gotta represent myself.
Exactly. And I want people to take me serious. Now the weird thing,
that's why I hadn't released only but 2 songs.
No, but I feel
2
you.
instrumentals, because I was like,
I get you.
I'd be damned if I release some shit and I don't feel comfortable with.
And then somebody, you know what I'm saying? Boy, you got some people, because my thing was, I was like, if I'm not doing anything for myself, I'm producing for somebody else. I'm mixing somebody else's stuff. Or I got stuff going on with school. Or I got a podcast. Or I got another podcast with my friends that I'm on that I got to take care of. I got stuff going on. I can't always, you know what I'm saying? Now, on a flip, and I love him, he wants me to be like this Afrobeats singer. And I'm like, I am not an Afrobeat singer. I am an R&B artist. I need you to understand that.
Transition.
Bro, that's not going to happen. Like, I like Afrobeats because it has, you know what I'm saying? It has elements of R&B.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It has soul music in it, truth be told. But I'm like, that is not my genre. I like it. It's cool. But I'm not going to be known for that, like I'm not going to be known for singing songs for other people. What's up, baby? Yeah, you want to play with it? And so, but you know what I'm saying? But I understood because he's looking at it on the outside. He's on the outside looking in. And he's like, man, you're so dope. And it almost went to how come you're not put on yet? Now, he's one where he'll tell people, but he's from a different country.
And that's different.
But he'll tell his people, like if I'm doing something, he'll tell his people. And I appreciate that. But that don't really happen here in the States, dog.
Bruh, when I took a look at my stats most recently, I'm organically, I done got plays out of the country.
Yeah.
And places that I ain't never been.
Yeah.
And these people don't know me from a can of paint. And I can't get I was like, I can't even get plays from folks that know me.
So, and here, I think the thing is here, especially with black people, and then, with us, if we doing it, then other groups of people in this country gonna do it too, or they gonna rock with it too. That's how it works, right? But with us, you gotta get some type of cosign, some type of something, and anything that you do, for the most part, anything that you do, think about it. Think about our whole situation back in high school. Our teacher was a cosign. Why do you think we couldn't do what we wanted to do in the coordination? Because our teacher was a cosign. She was really trying to get in this camera. She really leaned her head to get into this camera. Boy, my daughter. Oh man, that's so funny. She literally like, you trying to get me out the camera? Lean with it.
I'll get in here.
So, it's 2022 and we're still wrestling with that.
Cosigns. Folks gotta get some type of credit to get on. That's crazy.
Somebody has
Why
to
is your work not the credit? Why is the work that you could put forth not credited enough? Like if I could show you that I got some music and that's good music, that means I got good. And these are organic. This ain't
exactly.
I ain't going to somebody else's music and stealing shit.
Right.
Like I literally all the sounds, I done had to pin these sounds up myself,
Yeah.
edit, make all of this stuff like on tracks. I went through and did all this.
Daughter.
It took hours.
Yeah. And that's another thing people don't
hours, days,
understand.
months. Like some songs, it took me years to get songs finished because I started a song and I didn't have no inspiration until 2 years later. Then I go and then I start doing the song again. Like that's been happening.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about those times when you in the lab and you really don't even feel like making music.
And
you make
cooking.
a track.
And you gotta cook.
Look, you make a track and you don't even feel a track. You stop it, you don't even think about it no more.
You're like, yeah.
2-3 years later, you go and listen to it, and you be like, what the fuck was I thinking about?
Yeah.
Let me finish this shit.
Yeah.
Like I had that happen to me this year. This past year, not this year, but this past year. I went and I was going through and I was like, why did I not finish this?
Yeah. It happens, dog.
Why, what the hell was I? What
it happens, but as a creator, I think people on the outside don't understand that part when it comes to being a creative, because they may hear stories about 1 or 2 people. I make 30 beats a day. And this is not because it is the brother that I'm following, and him and I we're following each other. So if you ever watch this brother, no shade towards you, because you and I talked. He and I'll say this publicly. Him and I talked. He said, "Yeah, I make 5 beats a day." I said, "Do you mix your own stuff, or you got somebody else mixing for you?" Because if you are producing a beat and then you're mixing, it's gonna take a minute. Unless you, and he's like, nah, sometimes I mix it. Templates. Yeah, well, that too. That is, you're right. And then it depends on like the structure of the song. If it's a template, then okay, I'm just gonna make the same beat every time or something similar.
That's what a lot of these cats are making similar beats. They're the same beat pattern, same difference. They just changed up a couple of different sounds here and there, and they're using these beat packs, which they telegraph. So like you're sounding like everybody else. Like none of them.
And I think that's the hard part. It's like I don't want to sound like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I pride myself in doing what I do, because
there's some weird gatekeeping going on.
Bruh, like and the thing about it is this song's old. But I knew if I would have put the song out, that it would have got traction because of how I sound on the song and what I did. Like I really, man, when I tell you I wrote everything in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And when I tell you it was hot like fish grease, it was hot like fish grease. And I was like, I'm in my prime of writing during this time, because this one I could just go to the studio. I could hear a track and be like, yo, that shit fire. Hold on. Let me see it for a second. And next thing you know, I got it.
Yeah.
And I would do this. And the thing about it is I was releasing music with one of my homeboys before then. And it was some years before then. And we would sit down and brainstorm at the crib, mess around, and we got 8 or 9 songs.
Yeah. And so I think that's the thing, man. Even with that, it's just finding the right people to really work with and try to see what you can get from there. That's another thing. That's why I keep saying, again, that's why I keep saying that there's more of us than there are mainstream artists. You know what I'm saying? There's more of us than there are them. So you would think that, I don't know, I thought about Juvenile, Cash Money is the Army, better yet a Navy. But we're an army, so to speak. But it's like we're not on the same page when it comes to this music. We're all in competition with each other. And truth be told, bro, it ain't even about like some of this fans. Some of it is trying to get these awards that were never created for us at all. And
we'll never get these awards.
And we saw that thing so many times where, you know what I'm saying, people like, nah, I should have won, and they just clearly didn't win for whatever reason, and the other person that won was actually not good. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, how does that work?
It works because it was never made for us. Yeah. That's their awards.
But see, this is why
all the time, why are we trying to validate ourselves through their methods?
Because that's all we've been doing since slavery, during slavery, after slavery. That's all we've been doing, truth be told. Yeah. Even when we had our own, we still wanted them to give us that. And I get it, because this is where we live at. This is the country. We're a nation within a nation. I get it, but we don't have to do that. Yeah, think about all the genres we created without our counterpart, our other half of our citizens. And then they looked at us and said, what is this? And
what are they doing?
And took it and ran with it and commercialized it and made money off of us. But we created it. You know what I'm saying? Think about the styles. Think about all these different things that we played a part in blowing up that wasn't going to get no traction if it wasn't for us.
Man, look, I'm
Now,
talking about you name clothes, shoes, you name
exactly.
Food, drink. Everything, our money is our spending is the spending that makes this world run.
Truth
So if
told.
we don't spend, they don't win. And that's why I was telling people, what happens if we don't spend with them and we truly spend with ourselves? But in order to do that, too, we got to create, we have to create jobs for ourselves.
Bro, they will find a way.
Employ ourselves.
They will find a way to stop us from supporting each other. If it was like, if the whole country itself just said, we're only going to support black people. And if we do support other people that don't look like us and the money trickles out at a slower rate out versus in, because that's truth be told, that's what happens with other people in here. Their money circulates within their communities.
They slowed down their economic spending outwards and kept it within. And we trying to figure out how they just.
But see, they're depending on us to spend. But they ain't gonna, you know what I mean? They ain't gonna spend their money on us. But what if we did the same thing? All of a sudden, it's, why are you doing that? That's not fair. But you've been doing it. How come we can't do it? And then there's some like weird, bogus reason why they're explaining why that can't be done and why we shouldn't do it. Like as if we're going to destroy the economy. But think about that. Even if that were the case,
the economy been destroyed.
You know what I mean, bro?
Like let's just keep it honest.
Yeah. The moment the IRS came into existence and people didn't want the IRS, they didn't want it to be here, and the IRS said just, "Oh, we're gonna come anyways." Man. You know what I mean? Or when these different world banks, bro, that's a whole different topic. It's so intricate, man. But I mean, music is a part of it, but it's a
I mean, because we talk about the monetary funds it takes to get stuff done.
It takes money.
Cats don't have that. You gotta have a lot of money, and the money is in the hand of folks who run in the media.
Yeah, that part.
So you looking at trying to do music, you gotta say something that they want to hear. You gotta talk down on women. You got to be disrespectful. You got to cuss. You got to say you're trying to kill somebody.
Exactly.
But let you talk about love. Let you talk about being cool with folks, not doing nothing to nobody, and just chilling, having a good time. That can't get played on the radio.
Matter of fact, I think I saw it on your clip. I got to watch the last episode of Genius. But Kanye, I was bothered when I was looking at the comments. I was like, oh, he's mentally ill. I was like, dog, there's white people that's doing some weird stuff, and y'all are not even thinking that this person is mentally ill. Yeah, like, oh, that's just white. That's just what white people do. I'm like, why are we doing that to this man? Maybe
look,
I put it like this. Sometimes the word says that, you already know what the word says. God's thoughts are above our thoughts. His ways are above our ways. So what if he's using us and giving us certain things, which plays a part to why people look at us sideways if we're doing something different, because they think something about us. And we're like, no.
They thought.
But you know what I'm saying? But God gave us something to do something different. And it's like, well, why are you doing that? Because I don't want to do what you're doing.
Because what I was supposed to be doing is this.
Exactly.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Whatever you were supposed to be doing, that's you.
Yeah.
But I know on my walk, I'm walking this path. The path is already made out for me.
Right.
And a lot of people don't like the fact that you have a path that's different than theirs.
Which is so weird to me. Like, I'm okay, we're doing two different things. Why do you care, or why do you feel some type of way? Because I'm not doing the same thing you're doing. You know what that'd be like? That'd be like me being mad at LeBron. And LeBron don't even know who I am, but I'm mad at LeBron because LeBron's an NBA player. I wasn't built to be an NBA player, obviously. I wasn't built to be an NBA player. I can play ball, but I wasn't built. I'm not even passionate about basketball like that. That's another thing.
I've never been passionate about ball.
Bro, no, I'm saying, like, I mean, we all have been, but I'm talking about to the extent of trying to make it to the NBA. That's never been my thing.
But you know what I'm saying? We were trying to go to the league. We just trying to be good enough to play against the folks that we know.
Yeah, exactly. If I want, I was working on my leg strength, because I wanted to dunk on somebody, doggone it.
Bro, look. I didn't. Look, when I started dunking, it was a wrap. Then I was I'm dunking on everything I can see.
But you see what I'm saying? But how would that look? I see LeBron. I'm like, why are you playing ball for? Why are you doing that? He's like, what are you doing?
In the music game. That's how people feel in the music game. They don't like each other just because somebody else had an opportunity that they didn't have.
So figure it out.
But why are you mad at the next man when you still got the same breath and living ability to make opportunity?
Yeah.
So why even be mad? Why even hate on that artist?
I feel
That's why I feel like the state of R&B is going to be in turmoil for years to come because we don't have control over the music industry.
That's the first part. But that's why I'm saying we need to have our just get your own label.
Control.
Yeah.
We don't. If with control, we need a structure in place.
I got a question. I just thought about this. I was about to ask the question. I was like, but wait a minute, we do. I was like, how come we don't have a black-owned distribution company? We do. It's United Masters. You're with United Masters. So let's get into that. How does that work with United Masters?
United Masters is cool and all. I mean, it's not bad. Like I'm using it to the advantage that it is. But I'm not only just with them, but I'm just speaking on them. Like it helped give me the look and luster and everything. Like, you know, they give you a package.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You get a package based on what you're doing. And, you know, if you use it wisely, you can do good. Because remember, you just taking your music on there and uploading it on there.
Yeah, because it's just a distribution company. Yeah,
they're not mixing it. They're not doing anything else. You just get distribution. They have placement on there and all that.
See,
like, that's why I said I put my music on for video games and for TV spots, for radio spots. I put my tracks, the 2 instrumentals on for those. You know what I'm saying? And as of this moment, I haven't got any placement as of yet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it can't possibly happen.
Right.
But you don't know how that happens. You know, the selection process, you put it up there for it, and then and you just put it up there.
Right. So that was my thing. So I'm like,
if you get selected, you're gonna get your payments and stuff because you registered with BMI and whatnot.
Yeah.
So if you get selected, you're gonna get your spins.
Yeah. That's something that CD Baby, they keep saying, oh, you can get placement with us. I'm like, but you're not telling me how to.
Man, look, folks getting placement on 2K, on Madden.
Yo, I know a dude. He stay getting placement with WWE and like video games. There's another guy did a lot of stuff for movies. I'm like, but how are y'all
trying to find out how to? I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to crack the code, and
I'm gonna have it's somebody I'm gonna talk to. I'm gonna tell you who it is offline, but it's somebody I know. I'm not gonna say who it is publicly, but it's somebody I know. And what happened was I was watching a TV show. I'm not gonna say the TV show. I'm not gonna say the network. I don't want to say that publicly, but I saw the TV show and I recognized the artist. And I was like, I know exactly who that is. That's so-and-so's artist. I know that person. I know that person to an extent. Like, I'm not like close to that person. But it's a dude. Him and I spoke at least once or twice. So I know him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know him enough to be like, hey, yo, what's up? So I'm like, when I saw his artist on this show that everybody watches, that you can actually watch on Netflix later on when it gets on Netflix, because it's a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
I said, how did you do that? Now, if I say this part is going to give it away. So this artist if I say it like this, you're going to still get it. So I'm not going to say the name public.
Don't say nothing.
Look, this particular artist that my man, you know what I'm saying, is managing and whatever is the artist assigned to him. This artist got placement on a very well-known artist makeup company. That particular artist putting out makeup, has a product for makeup, and this artist got placement. Their music got put on to represent this artist's makeup
line.
Yeah, their makeup line. Add 2 and 2 together. I'm pretty sure you know who it is. It's a recent company.
But that's what I'm
with
saying.
the makeup line.
That's what I'm saying.
And I kept thinking to myself, how did you do that? You know what I'm saying? And I understand one part of it is like, it's connections. I'm like, I don't have those type of connections. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do I? So I'm like, maybe I should talk to him and reach out and just be like, what can I do to gain connections like that? Because I'm like, I don't have the money for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you're going to be talking to people, that's their time, that's their money. Well, but I'm like, how are you guys doing that?
A lot of times when I run into somebody like that and I know it's that person, I'll shoot them a message and I'll say, hey, I know you're a busy person. I was wondering if I could talk to you about some things. I don't know how much you charge for a consultation. Because I'm letting them know up front, I'm serious. I ain't playing with you. I'm paying for your time up front.
Yeah.
Because I need some information from you.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I'm like, I need to know that.
Like, I ain't got time to nitpick and try to act like I don't need. Do you do consultations? I need to speak to you.
Right.
Like, this is cut and dry.
I'm like, bro,
Cut and
I
dry,
need to
'cause
find this out.
I need to know how it got done, my bro.
Right,
Boy,
and
I need to
and
know.
my other thing is like, I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm not trying to take money out your hand and out your mouth, because
I
we got
need
different
different
lanes. We got different lanes. I just need to figure out what you did and then take notes and be like, okay, now how can I use that for my lane?
Thank you. He gave me access to a link and gave me some sounds, a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't have access to. I still got access to it today. And I went through and I only pulled stuff out that I could organically make stuff with. Like, I was like, I don't want it to completely sound like somebody else.
Exactly.
But I did like to pull certain things. And I'm not a person who really does samples.
Yeah. Neither am I. It's got to be something dope for me. Like when you first, before we got started, you called me. You heard the No More L's. It was like, what is this?
That's what I'm saying. It gotta be like that. Like, I only sampled 2 songs in my life, and one of the songs I sampled was my own.
Wow. Yeah, it's fun sampling your own stuff, especially like.
Bro, I sampled my verse.
Wow.
I had to.
Yeah.
I sampled a verse on a song that I made with some, and it's out. Like, it ain't out, but you can go on SoundCloud and hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It's old, and I did that with some folks.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's a nice beat. The beat fire. The producer cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he can flow. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it didn't get no traction because they didn't do nothing with it. I asked, could I take the track and do something with it myself? Got some back, push back on that. But,
But why is that though? Like, I really want to have a discussion, because some people ain't even an actual gatekeeper, and then they'll just be doing some weird, goofy stuff.
Like holding it back, basically.
And I'm like, why?
I know if I honestly said that I wanted to take a verse off of there, so to just mine into somebody else's verse and then put it out.
Yeah.
That person was telling me, oh, that's their song. But I'm like, bro, I wrote the hook and I wrote my verse. All y'all did was have y'all verses. You made
How's that the other person's song?
Yeah, the song ain't even. How's the song yours? I wrote the hook.
Yeah.
I wrote.
Was the song for them?
You want to say it's for them, but we all 3 on it.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's like, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I told him. I was like, you making this beat? I was like, what you got on it? He was like, I ain't got none on it. I was like, shit, I can make a hook right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, word? I was like, yeah. We in the studio.
Yeah.
This ain't nobody's track. This mean that if everybody compiles everything, it is 1, 2, 3, it's everybody's track. It shouldn't be no, oh, well, I know you made the beat, you produced it, but you ain't write nothing on my end, and you only wrote your stuff. But if I don't do the hook, what do you have?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially if they didn't have the means to
create. I set the whole melody of the song.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that conversation that I had with Marshall. Let me know what you think. If you guys are listening to this or decide to listen to this on Spotify, I have some questions. What do you think? How do you feel about the state of R&B in reference to Black American males? Like, what is your perspective? Does it matter? Does it not matter? But this is primarily more so for lovers. Do you want lovers of the music, the culture, the genre? Do you want a certain sound from the mainstream artists that you're not hearing anymore, or will you actually listen to it if it comes from independent artists? I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to share the podcast if you're listening to it on Spotify, Apple, or any other avenue that you're listening to it from. And be sure to follow me. You can follow me at Gerard Kenneth, or you can follow my other page on IG is the Supposed to Be Different podcast. You can follow that as well. And of course, follow my man Marshall P Litfield I. All right. So again, guys, thank you for checking out the podcast, the Supposed to Be Different podcast. This is episode 67, The State of Black Male R&B, part 6, featuring Marshall P Litfield I. Peace and God bless. Deuce.